So in this video, we shall see how to find factors of a number. So a number may contains maybe one factor, maybe two factors, or even more than two factors. Now, before going to the video, I just have a request. যদি কিবা প্রবলেম বা বুজি নোপোৱা কিবা থাকে ভিডিঅ'টোৰ ওপৰত তেনেহ'লে কমেণ্ট বক্সত কমেণ্ট এটা দি থ'ব পাৰে মই চেষ্টা কৰিম যে নেক্সট ভিডিঅ'ত মই সেইবিলাক আনিব পাৰোঁ আৰু যদি ভিডিঅ'টো ভাল লাগে শেষলৈকে চাই থাকিব লাইক আৰু ছাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিব নাপাহৰিব Now we shall see how to find factors of a number. Now for that, let us take one example. Suppose the number 20. Now 20 can be expressed as, try to express this number as a product of two numbers. So 20 can be written as 1 into 20. This is a possible factor of 20, 1 into 20. Again, 20 can also be get by 2 into 10 and also by 4 into 5. Now see the last pair, 4 and 5. There is no difference among these two factors. So that means we need not to find out anymore because next it will get 10 into 2, which is similar as 2 into 10. Now what will be the possible factors of 20? Now see in the pattern of U. This is something like the pattern of U. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and 20. So that means factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and 20. Now see here. Sometimes you may get questions where you will distract in terms of, let's take the example of 5. Can be written as only 1 into 5. So here only we are getting two factors, 1 and 5. That means if you see, 1 is a factor of every number. 1 is the factor of every number. And this 5 is the number itself. So when you get something like this, you have only two factors, 1 and 5. 1 and the number itself. Then those numbers are called as prime numbers. So prime numbers has only two factors. And those two factors are number 1, 1 and number 2, the number itself. But in this case, the number 20, you have more than two factors. Whatever is the count of factors, that is not important, but it has more than two factors. So this type of numbers are called composite numbers. So composite numbers has more than two factors. Now, coming back to prime numbers. So, you might be struck with the number 1. So, 1, will it be considered as composite or will it be considered as prime? So, if you try to express as factor 1, you can write only 1 and 1, 1 into 1. So, these two are not different numbers, they are the same numbers. That means 1 has only one factor, only one factor. So this is termed as, this number 1 is termed as neither prime nor composite. So 1 is considered as neither prime nor composite number. So it is a unique. 1 is always considered as unique. But those numbers which has more than two factors are called which has more than two factors are called composite, and the numbers which has only two factors, 1 and the number itself, are termed as prime numbers. Now let us take more examples. Suppose the number 2. 2 can be written as 1 into 2. So that means 2 has also only 2 factors. So that means this is also termed as prime. 2 is also prime as it has only 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. And see, 1 is neither prime nor composite number. So which is the starting prime number in a number system? 2 is the starting prime number. And also one more thing, let us see the next number 3. 3 can be written as 1 into 3. Again, it has 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. So this is also prime. Now look at 4. 4 can be written as 1 into 4 and 2 into 2. So these 2 will be considered as 1 because they are the same. So we have 3 factors, 1, 2 and 4. So that means it has more than 2 factors. So 4 will be termed as composite. Next 5. 5 already we have considered. 6, 1 into 6 and 2 into 3. So it has more than 2 factors. So 6 is also composite. Now if you look at from starting, 1 is neither prime nor composite, so it's a unique. Next 2 is the first prime number. 3, then 5, these are all prime numbers. Now look at 4. The first composite number that we are getting is 4. So that means 4 is the least composite number. That is the smallest. You will be much better with smallest. The smallest composite number is what? 4. And the smallest prime number is 2. And if you look at the pattern, the even number which is prime is 2. The only even number which is prime. So 2 is the only even number which is prime. Rest prime numbers are all odd. If you look at 3, 5, then comes 7, 11, 13. So those are all what? Odd numbers. But only prime number which is even is 2. And 2 is the smallest prime number. And the smallest composite number is 4. Now, to find a prime or a composite number, you have to find the factors. So if you have only 2 factors, then it will be termed as prime. And if it has more than 2 factors, then it will be termed as composite. Now let us take some examples to find out whether a number is prime or composite. Now, if you take the example of, suppose 169. Most of you will distract with this one only. 1 into 69, and they will write, since it has only 2 factors, it is a prime number. But that is not the case. You have to look for all possibilities. It is not divisible by 2, nor by 3, nor by 5, nor 7, nor 11, but it can be written as 13 into 13. Okay? So that means you are getting how many factors? 1, 2 and 3 factors. That is more than 2 factors. So 169 is what type of number? This is a composite number. Next, suppose 61. 61 can be written as 1 into 61. And can you find any more? No. So this is not a composite number. This is a what type of number? This is a prime number. Now, let us see again to the factor finding factors method. Let's take some examples, more examples. Suppose the number 729. 729 can be written as and this is divisible by 3. Then this is divisible by 9. Then again you have, so the factors of 729 are now, as we have got, by finding out the factors, we can find whether a number is prime or composite. Okay? And why I have discussed this to find the factors of a number, because in the coming videos we will discuss about HCF and LCM. So there we will leave the concept of this one. So till then, you can try practicing out some numbers to find the factors of the following numbers. Suppose 36, 625, 289, suppose 400. So you can keep practicing till then, so that we can clear with our next concept. So keep watching the video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos.